So, what happens when you really want to make a short film at home during the lockdown? And the only actors you have is yourself and your girlfriend, who actually doesn't want to play in the film. And your script is really weird. Well, it's all about trying. Thanks to SERP and Manfrotto for sponsoring this video. Because of that, I need to show you this text, that's Norwegian law. So SERP is running a short film festival, and you can enter your own film. Go into fourwallsfilm.com, the link is in the description. And now, let's start shooting. So, I borrowed Morten's SERP Magic Pro slider, a Manfrotto tripod, and a Gitzo tripod for the shoot. These are camera tripods meant for photography, and normally I use the Manfrotto MVH 502A video head, as it is very smooth when panning and tilting. But as we had no people to operate the camera, a ball head for photography was good enough. The camera I'm going to use is the new and incredible Panasonic S1H with a 24-105mm lens. And for sound, we're going to use a Zoom H5 sound recorder. We are not going to use any lamps, just natural light. And to act in this film, I'm gonna use my girlfriend and myself. Yep, you're gonna join. The story. Okay, so the idea of this film is quite weird. But weird can be interesting, right? I like to joke with my girlfriend and I thought I could fit the movie. Especially now during the lockdown. We need some humor. Okay. I came up with this idea of pretending that there's an elevator behind this little kitchen island, and that my girlfriend will react to that and I actually disappear. The thing about this story is that I think the hard part will be to make it kind of convincing that I actually disappeared behind the kitchen island, and that Ingrid actually changed from being like, okay, Anders is stupid, to becoming more like, okay, is this serious? That transition, like in the drama, will be hard. The challenge today will be that we have a kid. Right now he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Let's quickly do this. So first we thought we should do this, like film in the angles that's right for this house. Since Ingalill is sitting there, it will be natural for me to do this show here. The backlight is so hard, so I will be kind of dark. The viewers haven't been here before in our house, so they won't know which angle is which. So we moved it over here. One thing is more interesting background. Another thing is that we get a lot of light from the door, the window door here. The thing I'm doing gets more focus because of the more of the light from the front. The cinematography. Since I'm just gonna use a slider and a tripod for the shoot, I thought this was a great opportunity to share a thought I have of all the typical home lockdown videos that are made out there. You have probably seen the popular speed ramp close-up movements that is very trendy these days. I agree, it looks awesome and is probably perfect for short commercials and that stuff. Just keep in mind, when you want to make a narrative short film, it could be a good idea to think twice when you figure out how you want the camera to move. Because if you balance the way you operate the camera, you can enhance your story and strengthen your build-up. Let me explain. To see a black shape, you need a contrast to it, right? And to have a good guy, you need at least one bad guy to make the good guy good. When we use contrast, we can impact the audience quite a lot. As an example in this film, I'm going to use contrast in camera movements to build up the story of our short film. I'm going to start off with using static shots, and then end up with moving shots, and even a special vertigo effect to build up the tension. If I were to have sliding shots during the whole film, the sliding shot towards the build-up wouldn't be as effectful, and it wouldn't feel that much of a change in the story, because we would have gotten used to it. Moving the camera in extreme ways and cut fast between the shots and adding trendy music can be a way of cover up bad acting and boring stories. Shooting static shots without music or too much cutting gives the audience more time to focus on what's happening in front of the camera. It is a risk as you need good acting, but I believe that this is a great way to make you a stronger director. A good idea when thinking framing and movements of the camera is how would I look at this scene in the real world. If you get introduced to a new place in the real world, you want to get an overview of the place. So that's why a wide angle is often preferred in the beginning of a scene. And when someone is emotional, you want to come close and show empathy. That's when we have close-ups of the camera. Then imagine the crazy movement shots that I mentioned. Yeah, it will be quite exhausting in a long period of time.
God morgen, har du sovet godt?
So, as mentioned, I want to start the whole film with static shots, to give the moving shots more impact later on in the film. But sometimes, a moving camera for the first shot in the film could be a good idea to drag the audience into your world. So I wanted to try that. Since both of us were going to be in the same shot, I needed the slider to move by itself. SERP does have a motorized unit you can use on the slider, but as I don't have it here, I came up with the idea of tilting the slider a bit. Since this slider is so smooth, it worked great. Keep in mind that when you want the camera to move forward or backwards, you might see the slider in a shot. A way to avoid this is to mount the camera higher up, using for example an extra ball head. However, I didn't have the right screws to do that, so I ended up with this setup, having a little bit shorter movement. Yeah.
God morgen, har du sovet godt?
The sound. As we didn't have anyone to record the sound while we were playing, we simply did the scene again, but then just focusing on getting good sound. In post-production, I could then cut in the sound file and make it match the movements and dialogue.
God morgen, har du sovet godt?
Whoa. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Okay, this is not going to be easy. I'm going to try to do the telephone call. I'm going to pretend I'm suddenly in some fantasy basement world with a lot of insects. I'm going to use a little recorder on my phone. It's just a built-in recorder on the Android. Jeg vet ikke hvor jeg er engang. Jeg har kommet ned til et annet sted. Oh shit, hva er det her for noe? Bare vent litt, vent litt. Du må tro på meg, Ingrid. Ta med deg en svær kniv og kom ned hit nå.
Du må hjelpe meg. Det er masse insekter her. De er selv meg 1 meter høye. Du.
So I fill the coffee and then I... Okay, this is hard. Okay, how can I do this? We need something I can sit on.
The cat?
The cat! We have a crack. Let's use some crack. Krakk is Norwegian for
Little stool.
What if I got down on my knees, actually? Yeah. Let's try that.
Yeah.
So we come to the part in the film where the tension is really building up now. And I want to try and do a vertigo effect. So what I will do, I will try to dolly the camera towards the object I'm filming. And while I'm doing it, I'm gonna zoom back. Du må komme ned nå. Ta med noen kniver, det er masse insekter her. Kniver, ta med deg kniv, en svær kniv. Det er masse insekter her, Ingrid. Fort deg, og så trykk på kaffen og kom ned. Veldig bra. In addition of creating a build-up with the sliding shots towards the end, I also wanted to wait with the music until the end. It would then give an extra impact when it first enters the film. Yeah, it's a wrap. Good job. Good job, Pineapple. The editing was very crucial for this film, to not lose the audience along the way. Remember that when you cut a film, every cut you do should be for a reason. If you cut to the same shot twice, ask yourself, is this bringing the story forward? If not, try to remove the shot that feels repetitive. Like for example, when I cut from me setting up the little scene and pretending it's stairs, and when I cut to my girlfriend watching, every time I cut back and forth, her reaction should be different. Okay, so here comes the film. I hope you enjoy it.
God morgen. Har du sovet godt?
Okay. Ja. Jeg fant meg. Ja, jeg fant det her nede i kjelleren. Var ikke det imponerende? Hæ? Wow.
Hallo.
Du, jeg har kommet ned til et annet sted. Jeg aner ikke hvor jeg er.
Slutt å tulle.
Jeg kommer ikke opp igjen. Du må hjelpe meg. Oh shit, hva er det her for noe?
Nei, du er jo bak der.
Du, bare vent litt. Vent litt.
Du, jeg tar på høyttaler. Det er hyggelig ikke.
Det er masse svære insekter her. Yes! Det er gigantinsekter, en meter høye.
Anders,
Det er kjempesvære insekter her.
jeg har skjønt det nå.
Inger. Du må tro på meg. Du hadde vel hørt meg på kjøkkenet nå hvis jeg var der? Ta med deg svær kniv. Ta med deg svær kniv og kom ned. Nei, for deg. For deg. Jeg trenger hjelp, Ingrid. Ta med deg svær kniv og kom ned hit nå. Du må hjelpe meg. Jeg har masse insekter her. De er sømmer 1 meter høye. Du, ta med deg kniv. Ta en trykk kaffekanne og kom ned nå. Nei.
Det blir kult da.
Ja, det der blir helt crazy.
Jo, men livet er crazy. Livet er sprøtt. Men jeg kom på, vi har en rekvisitt her borte.
Pappa, du sa livet!
Ja, en rekvisitt her inne. Vi kan få med. For da tror jeg det er... Oh shit! Hei! If you want to participate in SERP's competition, the 4 Walls competition, the deadline is May 21st. I added a link in the description, and it's about making a movie at home, maximum 5 minutes, and you can win some awesome prizes. A new thing on this channel is memberships. The more members we get, the more content we can create. In addition, you get access to exclusive videos, like this one, which is up now on the memberships page.
What do you think the main challenge is to start a company with friends?
But there was never like, oh, Views is going to be the greatest and the biggest company in Scandinavia.
So see you again soon. Ha det bra!